Imagine that you are on the hottest day you've ever been in your entire life. The sun is bearing down on you. The heat is unbearable. The asphalt is burning your feet. What do? How can you overcome this heat? You are partnered with, Kimmy, let's go. You are partnered with a service dog. You are the service dog. But how do you overcome this heat? How can you overcome it? You're partnered with the human. The human depends on you. Their very life is in your hands. What do? How do you keep your focus in the midst of this heat? Well, what is heat stress? Heat stress is the inability of the body to process or attenuate heat that is absorbed from the sun or from hot concrete, asphalt, and other surfaces. Let's think about heat stress and how your pet dog might overcome heat stress. Your pet dog is able to go into the shade to rest, to relax. It can also go in the water to cool off. But what about a service dog? What do? How do they overcome heat stress? Did you know that service dogs do die of heat stress? But the statistics on heat stress in service dogs goes unreported. It is generalized, meaning that the difference between service dogs dying of hot car deaths and service dogs dying of heat stress by other means is not differentiated oftentimes. Not only that, but when it is reported, especially when in the military or the police force, oftentimes those statistics are hidden from the public. What can you give to overcome heat stress in service dogs that give unconditionally to their handlers every single day of their life? Let's take a look at the current solutions. The current solutions to service dogs, to heat stress in service dogs, are this. Amy, let's go. Girl. One of the current solutions is using a standard necktie, cooling necktie that humans use. It's modeled and built for humans. This was an innovation created by a handler that I interviewed recently. Other solutions are using boots on the feet, which are limited. Others are using various types of cooling coats. But let's take a deeper look at these cooling coats. The current cooling coats on the market most of them are heavy, require refrigeration and water, and are expensive. The ones that only require refrigeration in particular, those ones have a base rate. You have to bring the temperature, you have to have a room temperature of a max of 58 degrees. What you think, 58 degrees, that's cool. Think again. Your house on a hot summer's day with the air conditioning running is usually, for most people, around 75 degrees, not 58 degrees. Well, what is so unique about CAMI's Cool Vest? What is it? What does it do? Well, it is conscientious. It takes into consideration many factors. It is innovative. It takes into consideration new insights and understandings. It is collaborative. It is across disciplines here at Boise State University currently. Well, how does CAMI's Cool Vest work? Cami, let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Hey. This is the current prototype of CAMI's Cool Vest. With this current prototype, the focus was on simply testing the proof of concept for this vest in a laboratory setting primarily, as this project was actually launched and started last January during my junior year here at Boise State University, when I approached Dr. Uwe Reichel and asked him if he'd ever considered using his work with IR attenuation vests, heat attenuation vests for humans, in use with service dogs. He said, no, let's do it. Let's apply it to service dogs. And so we launched the proof of concept and prototype phase of CAMI's Cool Vest. The way this vest works is actually by convection. Just like the way your oven actually takes the heat and circulates the heat, the vest, when the sun hits the vest, the air actually goes away, the hot air goes away from the vest, and there's spacers created in the vest that only touch the dog at certain small points, and which create that space gap and only allow the heat to touch the dog at a particular points, very small points, instead of touching the dog all over as the standard white vest does. Leave it. So moving forward, I see several key phases, several key research phases that I want to look at with this moving forward on this vest. The next phase that Dr. Uwe Reichel and I are currently working on, right now I'm going to be presenting at the Undergraduate Research Symposium here at Boise State, is actually looking at the heat attenuation properties of dog fur. This is a brand new study that's never been done before. There's no current research on this. Nobody has ever tested even human hair to see what the attenuation properties of human hair is. And him and I are partnering together to work on this, and we'd love to be able to partner also with animal behaviorists and physiologists and others that might be interested in this work as well. Another part, which might actually be launched directly out of research with the fur, is partnering with material science engineers to look at better material types that also may attenuate heat in and of themselves, and being able to maybe create a, like if we discover that, say poodle fur, for example, attenuates heat the best out of all dog fur types, maybe creating a material that mimics that would be an ideal situation. Another aspect of this that is ongoing and will be continued throughout this process is interviewing and talking to current handlers, raisers, and animal owners as to what do they see in the heat stress in their service dogs? How do their dogs experience heat stress? What are their insights in that? And especially on the handler side, what do they need and want in their vests? What do they not currently have in their service vests? Or as we're modeling and prototyping these vests, how should we create it? Should we create a standalone vest or a vest that attaches to current vests already on the market, current harnesses already on the market? What do they need and want in their vest? So where does this all begin? Why am I even interested in this? Why does this matter? It began at 2 years old when I said, I do that, when I saw a service dog for the first time. At 2 years old, I knew I would raise service dogs someday. At 5, I saw a service dog again. 5 was when I brought home and rescued a Scotty dog off the streets from chasing cars. At 5, again, I saw a service dog and said, I am raising a service dog someday. I will raise a service dog. At 13 and a half, 6 months after I put my Scotty dog Mickey to sleep, I brought home Oakley. Oakley was my first service dog. Oakley graduated and went to California. That same day, or shortly thereafter, I brought home Kendrick. Then I brought home Cammy. Cammy was career change and became my dog. We have been the pair that turns heads and changes hearts from the day we've been paired up together. Then I brought home Franklin. Then Arco. And then, during my junior year of high school, I raised a litter of 10 puppies, bottle raised a litter of 10 puppies for Genesis service dogs. So, through all this process, through those 6+ years of raising and working with dogs, I learned something. I learned that your mindset is the linchpin to gaining valuable insights that may lead to leaps of faith that are the impetus for developing prototypes, for developing tools and solutions to current problems that can lead to inspiring success. And I also, this semester, learned something very, very valuable, that the prototype mindset in particular is critical and is at the core of who I am as an individual and why I pursue opportunities and live to give. As Winston Churchill so aptly said, we make a living by what we get, but a life by what we give. Service dogs give unconditionally every day to their handlers. What are you willing to give today to give life to those around you? Every living being has the ability to give in a myriad of ways. What are you willing to give? Will you partner with Dr. Uwe Reichel and I as we harness the prototype mindset and move forward with further prototypes of Cammy's Cool Vest, an innovative solution to heat stress in service dogs? Together, we can do this. Thank you. Good girl.